guides, ancestors, spirits of light and love, thank you for joining me. God, our Heavenly Father, and my Divine Mother, thank you for holding space, for holding me. Remind me what you said, so I may share with anybody that is willing to listen, even if it is just me. There is a light within all of you, a feeling that propels us, a guiding light. Like a string through the ballerina's form. When you allow God to move you, life looks and feels seamless. However, we are constantly trying to, you are constantly trying to intellectualize God and transformation. God is transformation, expansion, consciousness. The unraveling is God. And you try to intellectualize it, writing it down so that you can remember with your mind. But what you transform is an embodiment. It's a stepping into. And as long as you allow yourself to step into this light, again, it propels you forward. It guides you. Life is seamless. The mind forgets, but it recognizes patterns. It recognizes cycles, cause and effect patterns. It's always on the lookout for some sort of confirmation to a hypothesis. Question, answer, answer, question. It's calculating. And it is a beneficial tool. But when we speak of the void, potentiality, a space of opportunity in which we've never stepped into before. Because when you step into it, the hairs on your neck stand a bit. Your elbows feel heavy and like you want to tuck them in case you fall. It's void. There's nothing there. And yet it feels as if you will fall. this universe is an example of the smaller scale. Think as above, so below. Think if you can understand biology, you can understand quantum. And if you understand biology, you understand spirituality and God. There is what I'm seeing is a microscope, first starting off in like a big, like all the way back, seeing like Earth really far away, all the planets, and like I'm just zooming out in space as above, and then all the way up to the atom, so below. There's this resonance that transpires in the universe that transcends scales of this reality. I am seeing the vastness of the universe to Earth, the vastness of the void to reality, the vastness of a womb to the egg. And I'm just seeing this vast, small. My brain is continuously picking up different patterns and showing them to me to kind of paint this picture that I'm feeling inside of me. This is how I channel. We fear what we do not know, and yet we only have fear because of what we do know. We know what happens when we act certain ways, especially as little kids. You misbehave, you get a stern talking to. You get put in timeout. You get embarrassed in front of others when someone calls it out. You get beat. You get scorned. You get made feel small. So we develop this sense of perfectionism. Which then, after years of this development, you get tired, you get burnt out. Everything feels like it's crushing you. I feel like crying right now. It's very emotional for this body, and I'm sure yours as well if you're listening to this. Just remind your body it's safe. It's safe to feel these things. It's okay. The fear you have of opportunity and potential is based off of a pattern you already know. You know what it looks like. This is different. The potentials and the opportunities that you are being faced with that are coming forth at this moment. These doors that are opening for you, it's different because you know that if you trip, if you stumble, if you fall, if you flop, if you mess something up, if you accidentally misbehave, if you miscommunicate, you know that that is not to be ashamed. Failure is not in hand with shame. Failing is not I'm hearing not completing the task and gaining something in return so that you can go back and do it better or differently. How can you give differently this time? And you're giving so much more in a different way this time. The people in your past didn't hold that space that you're holding for yourself. They didn't have this connection to boundless love, to integrity, to knowing who you are, what you want, and full trust that it will come to you and you are striding towards it. You believe in yourself. You love yourself. Rights and wrongs. We're supporting all of it. We don't shame you. We're there patting your back while you cry. And when you're ready, we're right there with you, standing hand in hand as you're walking forward. This fear that we have, this fear you have, is based on a perception of a you that no longer exists. You don't have to believe it anymore. You're safe. You can want more. And you don't have to stretch yourself so thin to get it. You're allowed to rest and receive. You can want to show up. You can want to work. You can want to give and to share. But as soon as you say that you must, in order to XYZ, get that money, get that car, get the bag, get the man, get the girl, any of them. I didn't like that man or woman. Get the bean, get the person. Have the relationship. You are allowed to rest and receive. If that was the case, what would you receive? And how would you rest? If you knew that in 2 hours, someone was going to send you $200,000 in a contest you signed up for because like you were at a thing and they were giving out candies and you just signed up for something you don't know. You wanted a candy and they stopped you and you're nice and you wanted to talk to them, kind of, not really, but like you can't say no because that lady was really nice and it seemed like it was for a good cause. So you sat there, you signed up, You signed your name, you put the thing in anyway, whatever. It was just like a random day, right? You forgot that you entered this contest. No harm done. Yeah, no one was harmed in the receiving of the money. It was actually all donated by people that just had an excess. I just dropped something. I don't know what I had. I think it was. So if you knew, they just texted you. And it said, hey, we don't know if you remember this, but we're sending you the money in like 2 hours. Congratulations, you won. You don't even need to like announce it. You don't need to tell anybody. It's just being sent to you. We're not actually announcing the winners anyway, so no one's gonna know. But we're just sending you $200,000. Thank you for like being on our thing and, you know, participating. If you knew that money was coming in just a couple hours, how would you rest? And how do you feel about receiving it? A big gulp. We're a little nervous, huh? What fears come up for you? What am I going to spend it all on? Because it's all going to leave anyway, right? Thank you, ego, for that one. What else? It's just going to burn through my fingers. I don't know how to keep money. That's number 2. Thank you, ego. I'm scared that I'm going to be irresponsible with this, and I don't know what I am to do if I receive this, and I don't know if I deserve it. Number 3, thank you. Number 1, money always leaves. Money never sticks around. That's a hard one to unravel. Let's give it a shot. Money is always circulating. Anytime I'm in need of money, it comes to me in mysterious, random, loving ways. Even if it's someone needs help cleaning their house and they pay me $50. And sometimes it's not even money that I get. I will go out and I gave stickers to someone that worked the food place I was shopping at, and she gave me a hella discount, like a fat discount. I paid $6 for my meal because she was stoked. And it was so cute to see her stoked. I was not expecting her to give me a discount. I just wanted to give her stickers because she complimented mine last time I was there. So you get discounts on food. People are inviting you out, buying you dinner, buying you lunch, taking you out to lunch, talking business opportunities with you. Receive, receive, receive. Allow yourself to receive. You can rest, but you can receive. You're allowed to receive. Let them. Because the way that you're living life right now, this deep sense of integrity and moving with love, this connection to God, this light that propels you forward, it created this for you. You want to rest and receive. You want life to feel seamless. You want to be paid for existing. Let them. Number 2. worried about spending money incorrectly. I think that's what it was. Oh, confirmation burp. Slipping through fingers. Of course. I feel like a lot of people are worried about not being able to understand how to handle and move that much money. They feel like they're going to get in trouble. I feel like that's part of the brainwashing. That's part of the way that they've convinced you to stay small, is they don't teach you what to do with it. But you know what you could do with it? Learn how to use it. Pay for a class. If you got $200,000, you wouldn't have to work for a few months. Depends on how much you spend in a year, but I typically spend, I mean, you wanna be able to do like a pretty good budget. If you spend, I usually spend like $3,000 a month. And that's like being excessive. That's me being excessive. It's $3,000 a month. So what's 3 times 12? 36. 36,000. You take a year off with 200,000. At least. I know how to math. You do at least a year off, and you could literally take 3 courses on how to move money, how to maintain money, how to make money. Boom. I could make a fake one right now. Move, make, maintain, move. Make, move, maintain. Make, move, maintain. That's what I would call it. How to make money, how to move money, how to maintain money. I just wrote a course. LOL. Anyway, boom. If you had $200,000, you would rest. You know how to move money, you know how to maintain money, you know how to make money. You know the ways that you've done it before. And that's why you're afraid of doing it moving forward. Because you don't want to make the same mistakes. No one wants to make the same mistakes. That's being silly. You're allowed to let those mistakes, those moments where you did misinvest and it disappeared, you're allowed to make those moments key points into what direction not to move in, right? We're gonna go this way instead. That's the point. And 3, I feel like we kind of touched on with all 2 of these, all 2 of them. Number 3, deserving it. I always love bringing up, stop being God's policeman, which to me means you have a way you believe reality works, the way that God decides this world works. You decided what God decides. You decided what God decides. Yeah. I know what God, he's punishing for this, which is weird. He's rewarding that, which is weird. He's doing this, which is weird. But these things make sense to me. So I'm going to believe these. And if that's, see, we're intellectualizing spirituality at that point. We're intellectualizing our own ways of moving and allowing our environment to tell us that what comes about of it is the truth, is the consistent outcome. But if it's based off of spirituality, then it's not what we do, it's how we do it. And we're being God's policeman when we're saying, that's not a good thing. This is not a good thing. This is a good thing. You deserve it simply because it exists, and so do you. You have the right to be here. Everything that exists has the right to be here. And I know that can get into like an ethical argument. But that is for another time. We can unravel that at a different time. My favorite way of explaining desire it's as if so time doesn't exist, right? I like to see this is someone's body. I like to see this thread. Imagine seeing like a thread through your heart, forward and backwards. It can be a big thread. Mine's usually like rope sized, big rope. And when we think of time, I like to think of it linearly for some reason. My brain likes to see like, it's just like a line chart or whatever it's called, just a straight line, even in front of me. And there's a future version of me and a past version of me. And they're all connected through the rope. Obviously, there's infinite versions of me. And because time doesn't exist, it's just me. Both exist, particle and wave. That's what I'm saying. I like to think of this concept. I'm just getting this image of like the cup with the string and the other cup, and you can like talk through the cup and you can like hear the vibrations through the other cup. That's what I'm feeling, but like with me, and I have a cup, and so does every version of myself, past and present. Now you see, I speak kindness to my past. I tell her very beautiful things, especially in those moments where she's feeling like she can't do it anymore. Specifically those ones with me. Because I don't know, sometimes I question how I got out of it, but at the same time I don't, because I know who I am. And I tell her that she's amazing and that she's going to get through this. And that she has no idea how much better life is going to get, but it's going to get better, I promise. I promise. Just keep going. You'll be okay. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, I promise. I promise. And sometimes, if I listen very closely and find the right cup in time, I'm able to ask questions of her. What we don't know, don't often think about, is the fact that the phone, we never hang up the phone. The cup is always there. We get to decide which version of us to listen to. And sometimes the most painful ones are the ones that are the loudest. They are the loudest ones. When we hold them up, that's the first ones we hear. Of course it is. They're screaming and crying in pain. It's painful. It's a painful vibration. It hurts. But we can tune it into something different. And sometimes we don't know what it even sounds like up there, but we can feel it in that rope. When you think of desires, you have to think of it as your heart is touching a part of you in another time, in a future moment, where it is hers and she loves it, where it is theirs and they love it. and it is calling for you. Your desires have a cup too, and you are being moved there. So when you think you don't deserve it, I want you to remember that it's asking for you. It is your right to have it. It is already yours. That's what they mean when they say it is already yours. We're not trying to ingrain it into our brains and just reprogram just the mind. No. It's been yours. It's been yours. Time doesn't exist. It's been yours. It's already yours. So if time doesn't exist, why don't I have it right here? Would you cherish it as much right now than right then? Would you cherish it right now? Would you know how to take care of it right now? Or are you currently moving through environments and experiences that are going to allow you the space, the skills, the character, the development to hold and cherish this thing that you want? That is the message. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was all that they had. They ended it right there. So I'm gonna go party. Bye. I love y'all.